In a remote part of Tenerife, Spain, there are strange formations of stepped stone pyramids that have remained largely unknown to the world until recently. The Canary Islands off the coast of Africa were once home to a thriving civilization thousands of years ago. There are so many pyramids on the island that locals refer to the area as the eighth wonder of the world. And yet this place has been all but forgotten. It's not clear who built them, when they were constructed, or why. It's not even clear if these structures were actually used as burial chambers or if they served some other function entirely. One theory is that the pyramids were used as tombs for important members of society, much like the Egyptians. But there's no evidence of human remains inside the pyramids, which would certainly make this theory less likely. Another theory suggests that the pyramids were created simply as large-scale agricultural terraces. But it seems unlikely that such a complex structure was needed for something as basic as farming. The origin of the pyramids has been a mystery for centuries, with archaeologists unable to come up with any answers despite numerous excavations at the site. Now, however, a new discovery may finally shed some light on this long-standing enigma. Welcome to our channel, and today let's find out what secrets the pyramids of Tenerife are hiding. Pyramids in the Canary Islands. The Canary Islands are a collection of islands off the coast of northwest Africa, about 100 kilometers from the Moroccan coast. The islands belong to Spain, but were originally inhabited by the Guanches people, an ancient tribe of North African origin. They lived there in relative isolation until the 15th century when Spanish explorers arrived. The native people were eventually conquered, and the islands came under Spanish rule. Tenerife is the largest of the 7 islands that make up the archipelago and is home to most of the population. The island is famous for its beautiful beaches and year-round sunshine, making it a popular tourist destination. But beneath this veneer of paradise lies something more sinister, a secret that the Spanish authorities have been trying to cover up for centuries. There are pyramids on Tenerife. In fact, there are hundreds of them scattered across the island. The most famous are the pyramids of Guimar, located on the southwestern coast. This particular pyramid dates back to around 2000 BC and stands 12 meters tall. It's made up of overlapping layers of lava rock and is thought to have been used for religious ceremonies. But this is just one of many similar structures found throughout Tenerife. For centuries, these pyramids were ignored, or worse, destroyed by those who didn't believe they were real. However, in recent years, they've become a popular tourist attraction, and several of them can be visited with the help of local guides. The history of the pyramids. According to the official narrative, the pyramids were built by the Guanche people as part of their religious beliefs. This is evidenced by the presence of small shrines near each pyramid, which suggests that they may have been used for worship or as burial chambers. However, there is very little archaeological evidence to support this claim, as most of the artifacts found at the site are simple tools and weapons made from stone and bone. No statues, jewelry, or other items of cultural significance have ever been discovered, leading many to question whether the Guanche people were really capable of such a feat. What we do know is that the pyramids were built over a period of several centuries, with the oldest dating back to around 2000 BC, and the most recent to around 100 AD. This means that they were constructed before the Roman Empire existed, making it highly unlikely that the Romans had anything to do with their construction. Another interesting fact about the pyramids is that they were all built facing south, which has led some people to believe that they were aligned with the stars in the southern hemisphere. This is also supported by the fact that some of the stones bear carvings that resemble constellations, such as Orion and the Southern Cross. However, there is no concrete evidence to prove this theory, and it remains a mystery as to why the builders chose to face their pyramids in this direction. The controversy. Despite all of the evidence pointing to an ancient civilization, the Spanish government refuses to admit that there was ever anyone other than the Guanches living in Tenerife. The reason for this is simple. If there had been another civilization on the island, then it would mean that the Spanish had not been the first to explore and conquer the Canary Islands. This could potentially undermine Spain's claim to the islands and lead to unrest among the local population. As a result, the pyramids have been heavily guarded, and access to the sites has been restricted. Locals have long known about the pyramids and have passed down stories of a lost civilization through oral tradition. However, these stories were often dismissed as myths and legends until concrete evidence was found. In recent years, scientists have become more open to the possibility that there was a lost civilization in Tenerife. This is due to several factors, including the discovery of new artifacts and the realization that the Guanche people were not as primitive as previously thought. Scientists are now working hard to uncover the truth about the pyramids and the civilization that built them. The new discovery. A team of researchers from the University of La Laguna in Tenerife have made a breakthrough in the study of the pyramids. They found evidence that the structures were indeed used as burial chambers. This was discovered through an analysis of pollen and soil samples taken from inside the pyramids. The pollen suggested that the pyramids were used as tombs for important members of society, while the soil samples revealed traces of human remains. This is a significant development because it confirms that the pyramids were not simply agricultural terraces or religious shrines, but rather served a more complex purpose. The researchers are now working to identify the remains and determine the social status of the individuals buried inside the pyramids. This could provide valuable insights into the culture and customs of the lost civilization. While the discovery of human remains is often seen as macabre, it's an important part of understanding our history. By studying the remains of our ancestors, we can learn about their way of life, including their diet, lifestyle, and even their genetic makeup. In the case of the Tenerife pyramids, the remains are helping to paint a clearer picture of the society that built them. The future of the pyramids. With the discovery of the human remains, it's clear that the pyramids are an important archaeological site. However, they're at risk from both natural and human-made threats. Volcanic activity is a constant danger, as the islands are located in a volcanic zone. Earthquakes and volcanic eruptions could damage or destroy the pyramids, which would be a terrible loss for humanity. But the biggest threat is probably from human activity. Despite efforts to restrict access to the pyramids, many people still visit the sites, and some have even tried to climb the structures. This can cause significant damage and must be stopped. It's clear that the pyramids are a unique and valuable part of our history. They deserve to be protected, so that future generations can learn about the lost civilization that built them. With proper conservation efforts, the pyramids can stand for thousands of more years and continue to fascinate us with their mystery. Conclusion. The pyramids of Tenerife are a testament to the ingenuity and skill of an ancient civilization. Despite the efforts of the Spanish government to cover up their existence, these structures have survived for centuries and continue to baffle scientists and historians. With the recent discovery of human remains inside the pyramids, we're finally beginning to understand the purpose and importance of these sites. It's time to acknowledge the truth and protect the pyramids for future generations. What are your thoughts on the pyramids of Tenerife? Do you think they were used as burial chambers, or did they serve another purpose entirely? Let us know in the comments below, and that's all for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.